Okay, right. Then look at here. Equations. There are two equations we have got. Cross price elasticity of demand. Okay, XYD kiyanawa equals. First equation is percentage change in QD over percentage change in price of another commodity, P naught. Or as the other equation that we use for calculation, cross price elasticity of demand equals delta QD over delta P naught into P naught over QD. Right, enemy equations take it, na? There is another simple concept together with this cross price elasticity idea. We'll go for that. There's a concept in business, even in economics also, called market power. The market power කියලා කියන්නේ ආයතනයකට තමන්ගේ භාණ්ඩේ මිල වැඩි කළත් භාණ්ඩේ විකුණන්න පුළුවන් නම්. Right? That means if the people are willing to pay even a higher price for a certain brand, brand එකකට product එකනේ brand එකකට. හරි? We call that a market power. අපි simple example එකකට යමු. So assume these two sets of goods, Coca-Cola and Pepsi-Cola. Right? If you take these two sets of goods, this set and this set, both are substitutes. හැබැයි පළවෙනි set එක Coca-Cola and Pepsi-Cola, they are very close substitutes. Coca-Cola and Milo, ඒ කියන්නේ Coca-Cola එකක් බොන්න කෙනෙකුට තිබාට Milo එකක් බොන්න පුළුවන්. හරි. නමුත් satisfaction එක වෙනස් නේද? හරි? එකම drinks තමයි නේද? තිබාට බොන්න පුළුවන්. හැබැයි satisfaction එක වෙනසක් තියෙනවා. එසා අපි කියනවා Coca-Cola and Pepsi-Cola we call close substitutes and Coca-Cola and Milo we call weak substitutes. So if we calculate cross price elasticity value between these two sets of goods, Coca-Cola and Pepsi-Cola has a very high value and Coca-Cola and Milo has a very low relationship, low value. Right? If we take market power, assume these are two markets, market A and market B. Coca-Cola වලට තමන්ගේ price එක වැඩි කළා භාණ්ඩය sell කරන්න පුළුවන්. Market A වලද market B වලද? Market A Coca-Cola and Pepsi Cola ආදයා. Market B, Coca-Cola and Milo ආදයා. Market දෙකක් ඉරියද. Coca-Cola market දෙකෙන් price එක වැඩි කරනවා. Price එක වැඩි කරාම price එක වැඩි කළත් භාණ්ඩය Coca-Cola විකුණන්න පුළුවන් market එක A ද B ද? පස්සෙන්දු Coca-Cola වලට price එක වැඩි කළත් Coca-Cola විකුණන්න පුළුවන් A market එකේ B market එකේ. Bhagya? Sorry. Someone said market
B.
B. Yes, market B. What the market A එකේ Coca-Cola price එක වැඩි කරොත් එම නිස්සු Pepsi වලට යනවා, change වෙනවා. So Pepsi demand is increased. But in market B, when the Coca-Cola price increase, very few will go to Milo. So therefore, in market A, Coca-Cola has less market power. In Coca-Cola Pepsi එක සෙල්ලම් දාන්න අමාරුයි. Milo එක සෙල්ලම් දාන්න පුළුවන් නේ. ඒක නිසා මේ market power එක ගත්තොත් මෙන්න මේ market දෙකේ market power of Coca-Cola with Pepsi market power is low, with Milo market power is high. මෙන්න තියෙන theory එකක්. මෙන්න මේ theory එක තමයි වැදගත් වෙන්නේ. What is the relationship between cross price elasticity value and market power of a firm? High, low, low, high. That means there is a negative relationship between cross price elasticity value and market power of a firm with its competitors. ආයතනයකට තමන්ගේ තරඟකරුවෝ market power එක තීරණය වෙන්නේ cross price elasticity value එක අනුව. Right? If the cross price elasticity value is high, market power is less. ඔන්න idea එක විතරයි exam එකට අහන්නේ MCQ එකක්. ඇහුවොත් නාන්න MCQ එකක් තමයි. But you have to keep remember, there is a negative relationship between cross price elasticity value and market power of a firm with its competitors. Right. ලියන්න මෙතන statement එක. දැන් ලියන්න. There is a negative relationship between cross price elasticity value and market power of a firm with its competitors. Right. Now, based on this, there are two MCQs. MCQ number 42 and 45. Can do MCQ number 42 and 45 based on this idea. 42 and 45. Can you do it? Send me the answer for both 42 and 45. Anyone answers? Right, 42, greatest market power. Yes, Jamila correct. Malki correct. Dilan. Dilan, I'm asking 42, sorry, 42 answer. Iranya correct. Yes, question asks about greatest market power. To have the greatest market power, cross price elasticity value should be lowest. Right? Last answer from E. And then question number 45, very same question. 45, lowest market power. 45 answer given. 45. Malki correct. Milan correct. Hiranya correct. Amit correct. Yes. Answer number 1. Question asks about lowest market power. Lowest market power with highest cross price value. That means company A. Answer number 1. Right? Right. Now let's go for question number 43. A decrease in the price of X from 50 to 30 causes an increase in weight. An increase in the demand for Y from 1000 to 1002. Right? X band day price gadu vela. X band day price gadu vela. Y band day demand වැඩි වෙලා. Right? What is the cross price elasticity between X and Y? One balance. And send me the answer. You better build up a schedule first. price of X QDY එහෙම නිකන් schedule එකක් හදාගන්න ලේසි එතකොට. Price of X 50 to 30 it comes down. And the demand quantity of Y 1000 to 1200 is increase. Demand plus price elasticity value එක yeah. Amit correct, Hiranya correct. Sign also important because there are two answers. Sorry, signs are there. Minus plus sign එක වැදගත්. Vishal correct, Hiranya correct. Minus 0.5 නේද? right. price එක අඩු වෙලා quantity වැඩි වෙලානේ. එතකොට cost price elasticity value between X and Y delta QD 200 delta P 20 into 50 over 1000, right? Minus 0.5. Why? Because this is minus 20. Delta P is minus 20, so minus 0.5. The plus answer එකකුත් තියෙනවා ඒක. යගන calculations ඔක්කොම final exam type questions on the MCQ tute එකේ තියෙන්නේ exam type questions. MCQ 10ක විතර වගේ basics ටික තියෙනවා, අනිත් ඒවා සාමාන්‍යයෙන් MCQ final exam MCQs වගේම තමයි. Right, 44. The relationship between X and Y, you can quickly decide it. Answer. No need of doing any calculation. Once you look at the values, you can just decide it. That's only answer for 44. Gashi? Hiranya?
4.
Independent good, yes. Why? Because when the price of X increases, demand for Y has not got changed. That means X and Y doesn't have any relationship. Yes, independent commodities. Right, then 45. We did, no? 46. If the income velocity of demand for good X is negative, income velocity negative. If the income velocity negative, how do we call the commodity? Malki, if income velocity value is negative, how do we call that commodity? Malshi, how do we? Malshi. What do you need? Amit?
It's an inferior.
Yes, it's inferior. Yeah. That means either answer number 3 or 4, right? Others don't have inferior. And the cross price elasticity value is negative. If the cross price value is negative, how do we call those goods? Oshadi? Just now I reminded. If the cross price value is negative.
Complement good.
Yeah. Yes, yes. So then answer is 4. X is an inferior good and it is a complement for Y. Answer number 4. Right. The demand part is over by this. Over in the sense only for the executive, right? Right. Now, supply. Determinants of supply. Can you ban? Main determinant of supply. Pasindu. Number 1. Supply determinant. Number 1. Sandamini. Supply determinants. The main determinant of supply. Shamrain. Go. Shamrain. Vinogi. Supuni.
Price of the commodity.
Oh yes, price of the commodity. Either demand, supply, in both cases, main determinant is price. Right? Then, number 2, prices of other goods. The other goods kila supply wala ganne matakatiya ganne. Like demand, you can't see complements and substitutes. Here, production specific production substitutes. Nishpadana adeshaka. Again, producer කෙනෙකුට එකම resource ටික පාවිච්චි කරලා නිෂ්පාදනය කරන්න පුළුවන් විවිධ බාණ්ඩ production substitutes. Number 3, cost of the production. Number 4, production technology. Number 5, government policies. And then number of consumers, number of producers and number of producers. Then future expectations of the producers or sellers and some other factors, right? One tamai pandeka supply quantity ka venas වෙන්නේ. Right? Yeah. First, price of the commodity within bracket capital P. Number 2, prices of other goods within bracket capital P naught. P naught. Number 3, cost of the production within bracket capital C. Number 4, production technology within bracket capital T. Number 5, you can write the other side. Number 5, government policies within bracket capital J. Number 6, number of sellers, suppliers. 7, future expectations of the sellers. 8, other factors. Right. Then look at, if we present this idea, but the idea, we got that supply quantity of a commodity can be changed by, අපි use කරන mathematical term එකක් f නැත්නම් function කියලා. මේකෙන් කියන්නේ changed by, decided by, determined by කියන වචන, right? Supply quantity of a commodity can be changed by price of the good, prices of other goods, cost of the production, production technology, government policies, number of sellers, and their expectations, and some other factors. So this is what we call supply function. Supply function we got in 2 types, market supply function and individual supply function. The only difference is what? In the market supply function, there's an additional variable. What's it? Number of consumers. Sorry, number of producers. Number of producers are not in individual supply function. So individual supply function, therefore, QS is a function of price, prices of other goods, cost of the production, production technology, government policies. Number of producers are not there. Expectations of the sellers and some other factors. Right, write down these 2 there. Market supply function and individual supply function. Question asks about which is not a determinant of supply. Kiranya, can you check it? MCQ දෙද්දී අර theory note එකේ වගේ price of the good price of එහෙම දෙන්නේ නැහැ. Practical cases දෙනවා. That's your knowledge to understand them. Malki correct, yes. Michelle correct. Chenduru correct. Asendu correct. Yeah. We see. Answer E. We'll see how does it come. Price of rubber. Price of rubber. Is it a determinant of supply of motor vehicles? Automobile and motor vehicles. The supply function the price of rubber if the product is motor vehicle, motor vehicle now. Price of rubber in a supply determinant teka a various swelling. Jamila, to which one it comes out?
The cost of production.
Very good. Very good. When the rubber prices increase, because rubber is a material for producing vehicle for different requirements. So therefore, when the rubber prices increase, cost of the production of vehicle increases. Then B, directly it says raw materials. Prices of automobile, again price third again price. This is cost. This is also cost. This is a price. Subsidy, this is government policies. This is not a determinant of supply. Really, this is a determinant of demand. And they make a demand determinant. Right? So answer number E. Right. Then law of supply. We learned that there's a positive relationship between price and supply quantity when all the other factors are constant. Or a supply equation, sorry, supply function neke api gatta issella. Supply function neke. Right, mata me supply function neke. Right? We assume prices of other goods, cost, technology, government policies, and EX all are constant. When all of these factors are constant, there's a negative relationship between price of the good and the supply quantity. So there's a positive relationship between price and supply quantity of the commodity. That's called law of supply, the opposite of law of demand. Law of demand, we got the negative relationship between price and QD, law of demand. Law of supply, the positive relationship between price and supply quantity. And then we learn law of supply could be presented using three methods. Rather, we can present it using an equation called supply equation. Using a curve, graphical method, supply curve, and the schedule. Supply equation, we got QS equals A plus BP. Okay, A minus Venema. Normally, when we write equation, you can write A positive, but definitely A value will be minus. Right? Like in the demand case, QS is supply quantity and we call it dependent variable. P is the price independent variable. A is intercept. B is slope. Okay. Right. Yan ithana supply equation එක. QS equals A plus BP. Terms ටික ලියා ගන්න. QS equals supply quantity within bracket dependent variable. It was P equals price of the commodity within bracket independent variable. Then A equals intercept. Then B equals B equals delta QS over delta P. Delta QS over delta P is under slope of supply equation. Slope of supply equation. Alright. Then right hand side supply curve. We got the supply curve like this. You get vertical axis price when you draw the supply curve and supply quantities here. Curve is starting somewhere around here and moving up as a straight line. Supply curve. How do we call this P1? Where the starting price of the supply curve. That's only. How do we call P1? Starting price of the supply curve. Dylan, how do we?
Minimum price.
Minimum supply price, yes. That means seller needs at least P1 to supply this good. The price is less than P1, seller does not produce this commodity. අපි සාමාන්‍යයෙන් supply curve එක ඕන curve එකක් ගොඩක් කරලා present කරනවා slope එක. Now if you take this curve to identify the slope, what do? You take any 2 points on the curve like this. And you get the horizontal difference. This is horizontal gap. And you get the vertical gap. This is the vertical gap. Vertical gap is delta P. This is horizontal gap. Horizontal gap is delta QS. Alright. That curve එකක slope එක හොයනකොට මේ curve එකේ slope එක අපි කරන්නේ mathematical standard එක තමයි vertical difference එක horizontal difference එකෙන් බෙදනවා. Right? මෙයාගේ slope එක තමයි the curve එකේ slope එක තමයි delta P divided by delta QS. And a curve එකේ slope එක පෙන්න හැටි. Delta P over delta QS. Right, okay. Draw this as it is everything. Slope එක පස්සේ මාක් කරමු graph එක ඇඳලා ඉන්න හරියට ලස්ස. Okay, right. මෙතන මේ stop එක ලියන්න අර එකක් දාලා slope. එතන මේ slope කියලා කියන්නේ මොකද මේ slope of the supply curve. Slope equals delta P over delta Q base. ඉස්සෙල්ලා ගත්තේ අපි slope of the supply equation, right? ඔයක පටලවා ගන්න එපා. This is the slope of the supply curve. Delta P over delta QS. Okay. Right. Look at the questions. 48. Derive the supply equation for the supply curve given. අපිට supply curve එක දීලා equation එක build up කරන්න කිව්වොත්. කොහොමද හොයන්නේ? Right? අපි දන්නවා supply equation එක තමයි මම මේ පැත්තේ ලියනවා ඔයගොල්ලෝ මෙතනින් same side ලියන්න ඕනේ. අපි දන්නවා supply equation එක QS equals A plus BP, right? So remember when you derive an equation, first calculation is slope. B handle. I mean 5 to 10. Then යනකොට මේක තමයි horizontal gap එක. This is delta QS. Which is 100. And this is delta P, which is 5. Right? We got now B, comma the delta QS over delta P equals delta QS is 100 over delta P 5, which is 20. And slope value here 20. Now you apply this to the equation QS equals A plus 20P. Now what do? We need to substitute two values taken from the graph. අපි ගත්තොත් මෙන්න මේ point එක. මේ point එක. Price is 10, quantity is 100. නැත්නම් 5 වල ගන්න පුළුවන්. Price is 5, quantity is 0. මම ගන්නවා substitute price is 5, quantity 0. Right? Now we'll apply these values there. QS is 0 equals A plus 20 into 5. Right? So 0 equals A plus 100. Right? මේ පැත්තේ නිලා balance. මේ පැත්තේ ලියනවා බලන්න. ඒ කියන්නේ A equals minus 100. A equals minus 100. Then එනං equation එක. QS equals minus 100 plus 20p. An equation එක. Table එකක් දුන්නත්, graph එකක් දුන්නත්, all steps වලට තමයි equation එක build up කරන්න ඕනේ. හරි. ලියන්න මේ left hand side එකෙම ලියන්න. ඉතින් තියෙනවා විතරනේ. මේ පැත්තෙම ලියන්න. පටන් ගත්තේ මෙතනින් මේ පැත්තෙන්. ඉතින් පටන් ගන්න මේ වෙලෙ මේ යන. Okay, right. Then on the right hand side, you can see you are given a supply equation and you are supposed to draw the curve. අපිට equation එකක් දීලා graph එක build up කරන්න කිව්වොත් අපි දන්නවා මේ supply curve එක අඳින්න අඩු ගානේ points දෙකක් ඕන අපිට. So starting point is so important. You need to find it first. Then you can go for another point. හරි. මම equation එක you are given QS equals minus 100 plus 0.5p. So what do we do first? You make QS 0 if we have a tax of the if QS is 0, 0 equals minus 100 plus 0.5p. So 100 equals 0.5p. Mami petadina. Ari, petadina. Then 100 over 0.5 equals p. Then 200, 1200. P equals 200. And එක point එකක් ආවා අපිට. හරි මේක ලියාගන්න. මට ඉරේස් කරන්න ඕන. ලියාගන්න මේ ටික. Right, now you have starting price as 200. The curve is starting at 200. I told you the simple technique. Question එකක් තියෙන්නේ මොකක්ද? Pulang. Amit, you can do it, but sometimes you might get negative value. That's the problem. Like Amit, your question QS equals minus 100 plus 0.5. අපි mathematically හිතුවොත් yes price එකට values දෙකක් apply කරලා graph එක අඳින්න පුළුවන්. ඒක mathematical technique එක. හරි. මං price ගන්නවා 10. හරිද? මේක ලියන්න එපා කවුවත්. I apply the price as 10 QS equals minus 100 into 0.5 into 10 කියන්නේ 5 minus 95. My goodness. දැන් කොහොමද graph එක අඳින්නේ? That's the issue. Because we are drawing with the theory. Not only just mathematics, but mathematics with theory. So අපි දන්නවා supply curve එක පටන් ගන්න මෙතනින් කියලා. ඒ theoretical knowledge එක අපිට තියෙනවා. නිසා අපිට ඕන එකක් ගන්න ඕනේ. අපි හරියටම දන්න එක ගන්නවා. හරි. නිසා අපි හරියටම ගන්නවා මේ price එක. හොයා ගන්නවා. ඒක අපි දන්නවනේ. We know the theory there. Unless otherwise mathematically okay. Mathematically ඔයගොල්ලන්ට මේ equation ඕනම prices දෙකක් දාලා values එකක් ගන්න පුළුවන්. That's true. Right. හරි. අපි දැන් starting price එක ගෙවුවා. Now I told you a simple technique. If you get the starting price a certain value, here we have got it 200. I told you a simple technique, make it double. Now what do you do? Take price as 400. ඒක rule එකක් නෙමෙයි යා. A simple method dekha. Then you can have QS equals minus 100 plus 0.5 into 400 minus 100 plus 200. That means 100. Anna ilaga value එක. Right, show this calculation also. Okay. Now you can build up a schedule. Then schedule එක build up කරගන්න පොඩි ලියගන්න පැත්තකින්. Price and QS. We got price as 200 when the QS is 0. Then we got price as 400 and we got the QS as 100. ඔතන graph space එකක් නැහැ නේද මම දාලා මට මතක හිටින්නේ දැන්. Jamila, is there a graph space there? No. Just clean space, right?
Yes, sir.
Right. Okay. We'll draw this roughly. I will show you how to draw it roughly. You need price 200 and 400. Abhi simply gamu prices dekak vitarak. Right? We'll take just only 200 and 400. Varadhi nahe abhi simple method dekak. We don't have quantity 0 and 100 ne. But 100 daganda. Whether simply graphic scale karaganda graph area එකක් නැති නිසා ලොකු ස්පේස් එකක් ගන්න ඕනේ පොඩි ස්පේස් එකක් අරගෙන එදින ස්කේල් කරගන්න. ඊට මාක් කරන්න පොයින්ට්ස් එක වෙන එක පොයින්ට් එකක් පොයින්ට් එක වෙන. You can join them and have the curve. Supply curve. Sorry. Okay, right. That's how we draw the supply curve when you are given an equation. We have done similar kind of examples in tax and subsidy also. Right. Okay, shall we stop for today? We'll take this part next week because we will discuss this little important part. Change in supply and change in supply quantity. Right, okay. See you all. Good night.
Thank you, sir.
Okay.
Thank you, sir. Good night.
Good
Thank you,
night.
sir. Good night, sir.
Good night.